Movement is life, stagnation is death. Our Vedas, they say, charai veti, keep moving, keep moving. Many times situations happen in life where we face some hurt, we have breakups. How do we learn to let go and move on? Many things in life, when we are able to let go, we are able to progress, we achieve peace and happiness. In the Gita, Bhagavan says, Tyagat Shantihi Anantaram. So let's see how to let go. First and foremost, we must have the willingness to let go and move on. Many people don't want to move on. They hold on to their hurts, their pain, they victimize themselves. Sometimes one wants sympathy, sometimes one is escaping from something that one has to do, and so taking shelter in the sense of victimization. Sometimes one is scared of challenges that life may bring. Sometimes one feels, what if I am hurt again? So I don't want to let go and move on. So first and foremost comes the willingness to let go and move on. That why should I let go and move on? Because what has happened is over, I can't change it. What I can do is look forward, look ahead. For that, the mind must be fresh. So if I am interested in my own progress, well-being, I must learn to move on. Once we are clear that yes, I am ready to move on, what should be dropped? What should we let go? We have to let go the pain, regret, low self-esteem, self-condemnation, by invoking self-love. If someone has hurt us, it may be because of their negativities, or sometimes we may have done something which may have been immature. So we have to invoke forgiveness for ourselves and self-love. That would help us to let go of the pain. And also the acceptance that life does bring pleasant and unpleasant situations, both. Nobody's life has only pleasant situations. Everyone goes through both these pairs of opposites. So once we accept that this happened, then we are able to let go. First is a willingness, second is letting go of the pain through self-forgiveness and self-love. Third is to learn the lessons. How did this experience make me wiser? What lessons can I learn from it? History repeats itself only when we have not learned the lesson and we have not transformed our behavior. So what is the lesson learned and what is the transformation in my behavior that I am bringing about? Sometimes we learn the lessons intellectually, but we don't transform our behavior. So the third step would be to learn the lessons, transform our behavior. Fourth would be, what is a goal that is most inspiring to me? If I have an inspiring goal, I would definitely need more energy, focus to achieve that goal. Swami Chinmayananji always used to say, look ahead, don't look back and weep, keep smiling. So let us draw inspiration from our goals, our vision, what do we want to really achieve in life. Because when there is an inspiring goal, we don't have time for negativities, for regrets, for victimization. All our energy is channelized towards achieving the goal. So willingness to let go, learning to drop the pain through self-forgiveness and self-love, learning our lessons, transforming our behavior, looking forward to an inspiring goal. Fifth point, where are we emotionally anchored? When we depend on people, we get attached to them, then they get the power to break our heart and we feel hurt. There is nothing wrong in loving people, and we should not allow heartbreaks, hurts to stop us from loving people. We should not become cynical or pessimistic. So we definitely must continue to love people. But what is important is to know that where am I emotionally anchored? People come and go in our lives, and we can love them to the best of our abilities. But each one comes to us because of their karma, and we come into their life because of our karma. So together we walk, we travel for some time. When karma is over, we will part. In Adhyatma Ramayana, Vedavyas ji gives this beautiful analogy that we are like pieces of straw in the river which is flowing. A few pieces come together, travel together for some time in the flow of the river, and they depart. Same way we meet people, we travel for some time, some stay with us through the life, some depart, some stay for a very short time, some stay for a long time, some stay for a lifetime. But at some point, one will depart. Departure can be pleasant, can be unpleasant, but this is the way of life. So if we understand this, it will bring us a great sense of strength. We will not question why this happened to me. This is bound to happen. This is the flow of life. And is it also not true that only when there is a space that is created can something new fill that space? So if someone has gone from our lives, someone will come. That is life. So what is important is to understand these aspects and ask ourselves, where am I emotionally anchored? If I anchor in people who themselves are temporary, I will definitely face hurt. I will feel broken. So I can love them to the best of my ability, but I cannot emotionally anchor in them. This is where the importance of devotion we have to recognize. When we anchor in the Supreme Lord, love directed towards the Lord is called devotion. And love is there in our hearts. In everybody's heart there is love. So when we spend some time every day connecting to the Lord is in our heart, the Lord is expressing as the whole universe, God is everywhere. But when we spend some time in spiritual practices, we connect to the Lord in our heart. And hence, every day, let us spend some time understanding who is the Lord, building a relationship with the Lord, channelizing our emotions through that towards the Lord. For Mirabai, Krishna was her beloved. For Sudama, Krishna was his friend. For Ramakrishna, Kali was his mother. For Hanumanji, Sri Ram was his master. For Prahlad, Bhagwan was the Lord himself. So each devotee builds a special bond with the Lord, channelizes the emotions towards the Lord, and that devotion uplifts us. Devotion is a great strength. And when we love someone, we want to know more about them. We want to do things for them. So when we love the Lord, we gain the knowledge. We want to know who is this Lord, what are his qualities, what are his leelas, what does he really like. So let us gain knowledge and also serve the Lord. The Lord is in our heart, in the hearts of all the other beings. So through our selfless actions and service, we are serving that Supreme Lord of our heart. So devotion is the greatest anchor for our emotions, and the best way to overcome any heartbreak, to let go and move on, is to anchor in devotion. It can be devotion to God, it can be devotion to a realized person. So let go, let God. If we learn to let go of our hurts, we let God in our heart. If we feel hurt, we have pain, we are suffering. One of the reasons would be that there is some attachment in us. No doubt, people also do things which can cause pain and hurt to us. But if we are suffering, there is some attachment in us. So we have to introspect and identify where did we start depending psychologically on people for our happiness. And that is how we have to learn our lessons. Once we identify our attachments, we have to work on them, learn to be more detached, more independent, more emotionally anchored. Also, those who have hurt us, we may feel negative about them. We may even think that some harm should come to them. But that will only create more disturbance for ourselves. We can never hurt others without hurting ourselves. So if somebody has hurt us, we need to let go by forgiving them. Forgive them out of empathy, forgive them out of understanding, and we have to free ourselves. The more we think negative about them, the more we are building also our negative karma. So in order to move on, forgiveness plays a big role. We have also made mistakes, we have also hurt people, and people have forgiven us. The Lord Himself has forgiven us. So we must also learn to do that and forgive those who have hurt us. Forgiveness requires great strength, no doubt, but that is the only way to become free. Otherwise, the person has hurt us once, but we keep hurting ourselves again and again and again. So to free ourselves, we have to let go and forgive. If we really want to move on, we have to delete the phone numbers, contacts, memories, photographs, videos, whatever it may be that would remind us about that relationship. Because the mind keeps revisiting. If one has not really been able to drop, the mind keeps revisiting and reliving the pain. Then it is not helpful to move on. And finally, trust life. The mind cannot remain in vacuum. Life doesn't remain in vacuum. If someone has gone, someone else will come. So let the mind become open to infinite possibilities of the future. We definitely deserve to be happy, to make others around us happy. For some reason, if some relationships did not work out, we don't have to condemn ourselves, blame ourselves, nor suffer in that relationship. We have to move on. Sometimes one takes the attitude, they don't deserve me. While it may be helpful in some ways, but spiritually speaking, it can increase our ego. It can make us go back into our shell. So let the Lord decide who deserves whom. If people have come, let us love them. If they go, let us leave them. I will end with this beautiful Hindi couplet. आए जन तो सेवा करना, जाए जन तो प्रभु का नाम, कभी किसी को नहीं कोसना, यही परम है ज्ञान.